You know, I was thinking, folks, there are only two states I've never been to, Alaska and Iowa. It's technically not even really a flyover state. Most North American flight routes kind of arc around it. What the hell is going on in Iowa? What have I been missing my whole life? To me, Iowa's always been this far-off, dreamy place like Never Neverland or Narnia or Iowa. Well, I have 3.5 weeks to go anywhere I want in the country in this van, and I'm feeling a calling to Iowa. So I looked it up. Its largest city is Des Moines. Looks like it happened in town. Has a nice skyline to it. I think it's about 22 hours of driving from here, but I've got all the coffee I need. I've hiked 22 hours before. How hard can driving be? I'm feeling the urge, folks. I'm feeling this itch I need to scratch, and the itch's name is Iowa. Des Moines, Iowa, specifically. Well, folks, I didn't make it to Des Moines last night. I mean, it's a 22-hour drive from Boston. Around midnight, I pulled over. I made it halfway to Erie, Pennsylvania. I thought before I resumed the drive today, I'd check out the local tourist traps. There's a maritime museum right up against Lake Ontario, right around the corner here. Yeah, they also have a gamer club that comes here. I like this place already. There's a lot here about the War of 1812. That's when the Americans and the Canadians or British or whoever basically wrestled control of the entire land, and they kind of both broke even. I've learned more about the War of 1812 here than I ever did in school. Anyway, there's a ship outside. I'm about to go out there and take a tour. This is steep.
Now you can kind of stand up between the beams and it's not all that horrid.
Okay, this place was very cool. I enjoyed that a lot. But damn, the decks down there are only 4.5 feet tall. What the hell is up with that? Anyway, I got like 11 hours of driving to Des Moines. I'm gonna hit the road. It's almost 1. Getting a late start here. I'm gonna book it. Rest areas are weird. It's like, who comes to a place like this to grill? But every rest area I go to has this picnicky campground type stuff with like hibachi grills around here in Ohio. Is this what Ohioans like do for picnics? Like the rest area on I-90? Well, folks, yet again, I drove all day yesterday. It was supposed to be 11 hours to Des Moines. Somehow I drove all day and I still have 6 hours to go. I don't know what happened. I spent the night in Elkhart, Indiana. Again, I thought I'd see something before I continue moving. There's a superhero museum just up the street from where I slept. I'm really not into the whole superhero thing at all, but this looked kind of interesting. So this place is pretty substantial. Apparently it's been open 16 years. It's been featured on TV like 25 times. They've had celebrities come here. Lou Ferrigno, the Hulk, Stan Lee, pretty much everything. They do signings here. Lots of valuable stuff if you're into collecting stuff like this. Lots of cool artifacts. They kind of have the rooms separated by DC and Marvel, one side or the other. And you can play arcade games. Been there, done that, got the sticker. So I didn't stick around for long because I do want to make it to Des Moines tonight. Got 6 more hours of driving to do. It's already 2 o'clock. Yeah, I kind of lingered in town for a bit. I have a bad feeling like I'm building up Des Moines too much in my head, like I'm gonna be super let down. For now though, I'm just experiencing my last few moments of not being in Iowa. I feel like this is a pivotal moment too. I'm almost afraid to go to Iowa. It's like they say, never meet your celebrities, you know, never meet your idols. Maybe that will be the same thing with Iowa. I finally made it to Des Moines, but I arrive in darkness. Tonight, I'm gonna try to go to bed early. There's a lot I want to do tomorrow. What I can see right now is the state capitol building, all lit up. So I arrived to Des Moines last night in the darkness. Today, I can see the light. The architecture is amazing. This capitol building I'm heading towards looks just spectacular from a distance. I'm gonna go inside, take you guys in there. One thing I can't ignore though is the overwhelming rancid smell of rotting garbage just hovering around the city. I looked it up. Apparently there's like a dog food processing plant somewhere near downtown, and sometimes it flares up like this. It's disgusting. It's like boiling vinegar being pour it onto rotting compost or something. It's just gross. So I took the tour all the way to the top. This building is palatial, it's spectacular, but I somehow found myself in a stairwell, like locked in it. Every floor the door is locked. I'm not sure how to get out of it. It's like I'm sinking into hell right now. I don't know. Something out of like a Edgar Allan Poe novel here. They also have an incredible scale model of the USS Iowa here, which served in World War II. State houses are like America's version of royal palaces. This one is no exception. I jumped on a guided tour, got to take a tour of all the rooms, the gorgeous library, the rotunda with frescoes done by some fairly famous artists. They took us in the Senate gallery. They took us in the House chamber. They took us up to the top of the rotunda where there's weird acoustics he tried to demonstrate. It's also at the edge of the East Village, which apparently is the most happening part of Des Moines. I'm gonna spend the day walking through that, seeing all the shops, maybe scope out a place to go for dinner tonight. There's an amazing sculpture garden right to the south side of the Capitol. Before I head downhill back through the village, I thought I'd walk around. Ended up spending quite a bit of time here. I think I may have also found a place to shoot the sunset tonight. East Village looks cool, but I made the mistake of coming here on a Monday when everything is closed. Even the major art museum with some of the impressionists in town is closed one day of the week, on Monday. I can't believe it worked out that way. All this hype about Iowa and I'm treated to garbage smell and everything being closed when I'm here. Well, I'll walk around anyway. It's a cute street at least. Grand Avenue is clearly the main street of the East Village. I was wrong about everything being closed. All this stuff is open. It's just that it's Monday and it's a work day and people are not out and around. Yeah, the East Village has a lot of quirky shops. It's kind of like Central Square in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Of edgy alternative stuff. I like it. Lots of bars, a couple breweries I passed by. One thing to know about the East Village though, it's not that big. You can walk it end to end in about 20 minutes. Right now, I'm gonna walk along the Des Moines River. I think that's the river this is. Des Moines has a long bikeway, pathway that runs along the river from the East Village where I was, all the way many miles south. I think I've been on it for 5 miles already. The part near the village, near the city, leaves a lot to be desired. It's pretty bleak, no shade, no trees. Once you get down to here, the area called Gray's Lake, it's actually very pretty. I'm gonna get off the trail now though and see the next thing, the unfortunately named Papa John's Sculpture Park. I've seen this exact sculpture before, the Love one, at the De Cordova Museum, which I just did a few videos ago. After Papa John's, I thought I'd trek over to Terrace Hill a few miles west. It's where the governor's mansion is. It's all closed off, unfortunately. Can't get a tour. But the whole area is fairly ritzy. It kind of reminds me of Newton in Massachusetts. Very upscale. Last big walk I did this afternoon was to Drake University, kind of in the northwest side of the city. I have to say, it's a very tidy university. The whole city is meticulously clean. I'm very impressed. I'm not sure what kind of school Drake is. I know the neighborhoods around it look like they have some cool nightlife and stuff. Right now, I think I'm gonna head back towards the hotel, that general area. Find a site to shoot the sunset, which I've been dying to get. I've walked the entire perimeter of the city. I think I know my spots. Des Moines, what a beautiful city. I walked 20 miles through it today. I walked pretty much every neighborhood, did a big ring around the city, then bypassed right through. I'm coming back here towards the Capitol though, where I started the day to shoot the sunset. I think it's a perfect view of the city from that ledge I was on without having to fly my drone or deal with any building shenanigans. And then I'm gonna go to one of those bars right there on Grand Ave in the East Village and figure out what I'm gonna do with the rest of this trip. Nebraska's right next door. I've never been there. I'm thinking I should explore Nebraska next. What's Omaha like? Then after that, Wyoming. My ultimate destination for this trip. Grand Teton National Park, Yellowstone. Never been to those places. But that's still several days of driving away. Oh God, look at this view. Yeah, this is where I'm gonna set up, folks. Right at the top of the stairs of this beautiful Capitol building. I'm gonna chill out and watch this gorgeous Des Moines sunset. Des Moines is really pretty. Look at that skyline. Reminds me of when I used to walk all around Boston looking for things to shoot. I used to do that every day for years, but I haven't done it in like 4 years. Anyway, I think I found what I'm looking for here in Des Moines. Creative inspiration, some new scenery. Des Moines is really pretty and I like it a lot, but I think I'm ready to move on. I felt I finally scratched that itch when I was shooting the sunset from the Capitol Hill right there at the end of the day. Looking down that main street with that 1950s microwave tower right there in the financial district. That's not on the outskirts of town, it's right there. Des Moines is really happening. I like it a lot. It's up and coming. It's beautiful. It just smells like garbage on a bad day. I think I got a really bad impression on that second day when I woke up and there was just this lingering smell. I think I described it as dog manure being boiled in vinegar. It was just awful. What a unique place. I felt like I saw everything. I talked to everyone. Actually, I didn't talk to anyone, but I saw everything. I felt that itch has been scratched, but after 3 days, I'm ready to move on, folks. The next big city I want to hit is Omaha. It's got 500,000 people. It's only a few hours from here. Let's go see what that is all about. Yeah, I'm making it out of Iowa alive, folks. I'll see you on the next adventure.